Neat. All right. So we're jumping right into this one today. I'm not doing my usual thing, right? So let me just quickly explain what's going on here. We have got a Cola's Roy. So Cola playing Roy. Wait, is that right? Cola's Roy against Fatality's Captain Falcon. I think that's Cola. Cola versus Fatality. We've seen Cola play a little bit before. In this game, I'm not doing what I normally do. So normally I would break down all of these characters' strengths and weaknesses, all of this character's strengths and weaknesses, and then identify how they use those strengths and weaknesses against each other in kind of a play-by-play breakdown. I'm still going to be doing like a play-by-play breakdown, but totally different approach this time. So this time I am going to, hold on. I want to get my wording exactly right. So let me pull up my dumb journal thing that I had. Video notes. Stream breakdown. Okay, so the objective of this VOD breakdown is to use the question and answer technique to identify possible methods of breaking into and extending advantage. There's a lot of words in that. There's a lot of words in that. So let's break it down a little bit. The question and answer technique. Basically, whenever you do any action in Super Smash Bros., you're essentially asking your opponent a question. So for example, if I jump and approach you, how are you going to react to it? And then however they react to it, that's the answer to the question. So we're going to identify these questions and answers to see how the opponent behaves. And then using those behaviors, we're going to identify how Cola specifically can take advantage of Fatality's habits and extend, or first of all, break into advantage state and then later on extend into advantage state. So let me explain what advantage is real quick. I'm not super great at explaining this, so bear with me. But essentially at the start of the game, right when he says go, both players are going to be on equal footing here. And when they're on equal footing, they're basically trying to run in and out of each other's threat ranges and pressure the other person into making some sort of exploitable mistake. The thing is, when you run into their threat range, you're putting yourself at in a sacrificial position as well. So it's a very resource-heavy give and take that happens here, and that's where the whole asking the question thing comes into play. So when somebody makes an exploitable mistake and the other player attacks them for it or punishes them for it in any way, shape, or form, the punishing player enters the advantage state and the punished player enters the disadvantage state. We're not worried about disadvantage state right now, but all you need to know about disadvantage state is that when you're in disadvantage, your whole goal is to land back on the stage and safely reset, right? So you want to get back to even. You're not trying to reverse it, you just want to try to get back to even. There are some scenarios where you can reverse it, but we're not worried about that. The goal of when you're in advantage is you're trying to extend that advantage for as long as you safely and possibly can, right? So if, for example, Cola lands a hit, he's going to want to try to combo and continue building these hits up. Whereas Fatality, the Captain Falcon player here, is going to want to try to break out of those hits as quickly as he possibly can. So that's essentially what's going on today. And I don't really want to slow down anymore, or I don't want to delay anymore. What I do want to say though is I have not watched this VOD. I do know the result of the VOD. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but there's a reason why I chose this one for a few things. One, Cola plays Roy, and I've been trying to get into Roy a little bit more lately. And two, Fatality's a really, really good player. He's very fast at adapting, so he's gonna keep Cola on his toes pretty much the whole time. So yeah, that's essentially what we're doing here. Again, I'm playing these VODs without sound because my commentary and their commentary, I don't want it to be overwhelming. Plus there's in-game music, in-game sound effects, and if I've got music playing, I just don't want it to be too much. Which, man, I wish I could see. I don't know why my mixer isn't showing up the visual aid that it normally does. So I can't tell if my music's too loud, if my audio's too loud. If anything is too loud or weird, please let me know. I picked these settings for a specific reason, but it's not too big of a deal. Anyway, no more delay. We're gonna jump right into it. So, Cola versus Captain Falcon. we're going to focus on Cola's perspective. So we already missed the first question. The first question is, what is he going to do as soon as the game starts, right? Because there's so many different things you can do off this platform. Let me go back into the starting position. Right here, you can either drop, or I'll focus on Fatality's character, Captain Falcon. You can either drop straight down through the platform, jump up over, like outward, double jump. You can run straight out and fall this way, like use natural gravity to carry your movement. You can run out with an air dodge. You can run out with an attack. You can run out with a special move. You can jump backwards and then reverse a move if you think they're going to overextend. There are so many ways to start this game, and let's see how they do. I know it's the words go typically get in the way. It's hard to identify as a spectator, but when you're playing, you're much more locked in. This is the first question that you always need to ask, because it'll help you in game 2 and in game 3, right? As soon as they say go, what happens? So go, it's like I said, there's this huge blob. We saw Captain Falcon drop down and then jump back up. Cola ran straight off, okay? And then Cola jumped up and used an attack when Fatality jumped up and over. So this isn't going to help us right now, but this will help us as soon as we see the beginning of game 2 and the beginning of game 3 and 4 and 5 if this set goes on longer. This is a best of 5 set, so there are at minimum 3 games. It's the first one of 3 wins. So this is what we see, right? Captain Falcon drops down, jumps over, and takes the center stage. So that was the question. What do you do at the start of the game? The answer is I'm going to drop down and then maneuver around you, essentially, towards center stage. So then we see Cola, because he overextended, gets punished for it, right? But he manages to make it back to the stage. Let's go back. Okay, another question that I just missed. The reason why I'm doing this also is because I want to get faster identifying questions. So first question, what are you going to do? Second question, I got hit off stage, right? So this is the action. I got hit off stage. How are you going to edge guard me, right? So we're going to watch Fatality. We're going to see how he edge guards in this situation. He extends, right? So he combos off stage. He stays with Roy at all times, and then he kicks him upwards, right? So that does that up air. Roy uses his double jump here. And okay, what did you see that? So Roy's trying to stay alive. His whole goal is to get back out of disadvantage, reset neutral. Captain Falcon hit him upward because his up special rises up and would catch him and launch him even further off the stage. But Cola drifted away from it. Like he drifted backwards. I want to go back just a little bit so you can see that. Watch. Double jump, drift backwards. He fast fell, drifted backwards, and then went up to the stage. Very good recovery from him. As Fatality could have capitalized on that a little bit more. So now we can see he's going to try to extend off stage at low percent at least, right? So Cola was at 0%, gets launched off stage. He's going to continue the combos. 0% combos are usually the easiest ones to get. So now we also see that he pressures high. Now, the next question is, how is he going to edge guard? Or how is he going to, like, deal with the ledge get up, right? So that was the offstage edge guard. He followed up after and comboed into it. Now that Fatality has the stage, Cola needs to identify how he can safely get up in the future, right? So he has to pick an option now, but watch how Fatality pressures his options. So, okay, Fatality just landed, and Cola was quick on that. That wasn't a question that he was asking, but let's see. I feel like I'm already missing questions. I'm gonna go back a little bit. Ooh, okay, here's a good question. If I hit you out of neutral, 0%, what are you gonna do, right? So Cola does land this hit here. What is Fatality gonna do? He lands on the ground, he air dodged to the ground, and then spot dodged. So he's taking a very hyper defensive stance here, right? If you air dodge, it gives you invincibility frames. If you spot dodge, it gives you invincibility frames, and it's really hard. It like creates this window where you can't be punished. So Cola manages to punish it with multi-hits. And then next question. This is an important question also. What are you going to do when I throw you on the platform? So he grabs him, throws him up onto the platform. There are so many different things that you can do on the platform, right? So you can tech in place, you can tech roll to the right, and you can tech roll to the left. Or you can miss the tech and fall down on the ground. Missing the tech is always, 100% of the time, the worst option to pick. So, or it's really an option that people actively avoid picking. So really it's a 50-50 here. There's a 50% chance that Fatality rolls to the left, 50% chance that he rolls to the right, but people have tendencies, right? So let's see what his tendency is. All right, so his tendency was he rolled to the left or the outside. We don't know if he landed on this platform over here. We don't know if he would have rolled to the left or toward the outside of the stage, but we can keep in mind those two options, right? Maybe next time if he lands on this platform, he rolls to the right, and then we'll know that he tends to roll to the outside at low percents. Okay, so the next thing is, what do you do when I pressure your shield when you're on a platform, right? So Fatality picks his shield, and Cola is asking the question, what do you do when you pick your shield? Or when I pressure your shield? So Cola hits his shield. There's no way Fatality can react to this. Like, there's nothing he can do to drop through the platform and punish him. It's unpunishable. What does he do? He drops his shield and he runs off towards center stage. Probably because in this instance, Cola was running off. All right, okay, and we're back. Sorry, I had to go back. I had to restart everything, whole computer and everything. So we're back now. We will start over from where we were. My music volume is way too loud. So, bam, that's probably better. Yeah, that's probably a lot better. Okay, let me know how the audio is. If things are weird and crazy, we'll see. I'll deal with that in a moment. But we've got our music back, so that's good news. Here we go. We're going to start over the video. We're not going to stop and pause on all of those other interactions. We're going to jump back right to where we were. I generally know where we were, but I'm not going to go over anything else. Let's just jump right back into it. Fatality. First question drops down, jumps back, takes center stage, knocks him off stage, continues up his pressure, and then edge guards, gets punished. What does he do when he gets punished? He dodges a lot, right? So he focused on the defensive thing. Here we go. This is where we stopped. We're only 13 seconds into this video. This is where we stopped, is what happens when your shield gets pressured. He runs off and he takes center stage. Okay. So this is what I was observing about him. This is why I stopped. This is when I noticed my music stopped. He is hyper offensive and then very defensive, right? Captain Falcon has a pretty rough disadvantaged state. So he wants to return to neutral as often as he possibly can, and he's not going to run off and challenge him from a worse position, right? So having a lot of stage control, significantly better position. So here we go. He's running around. He's using the platform to protect himself. And hold on, I want to see these things too. Now you might. I'm liking this too. Cola's running out just really short, and then he's throwing out aerial attacks here. The reason he's doing that is because Captain Falcon is an insanely fast character, right? So Captain Falcon can easily just run straight in and, punish. Oh, I can turn the music up slightly? Hey, buddy, how's it going? Okay, yeah, the music seemed really loud for me. Actually, you know what? I'm going to turn it down on my end. How about that? Turn it up or down on my end, up here. There we go. Cool. Thanks for letting me know. If there's any other issues, absolutely hit me up. I actually had to restart the stream because of buffering problems, but they should be fixed now. So I will check comments and whatnot, chat and whatnot way more this time around. Did I move my chat box? I feel like I did. Yes, I did. You just eating dinner? Nice. What you snacking on? What you snacking on there, bud? Well, you know what? I'll chill in chat for a second. I feel like I take these streams like a million miles an hour. To be fair, though, I mostly take them a million miles an hour for YouTube after the fact, but... And also, how's Cali? It's gotta be fun. The hotel restaurant steak sandwich, nice. That sounds really good right now. I stuffed my face with some chicken soup earlier with dumplings. That's one of my favorites. But steak sandwich sounds hella good. All right, I'm gonna jump back into this a little bit. So what was I saying? The reason Cola was just kind of jumping around in one spot, throwing out a bunch of attacks, is because Captain Falcon is very quick. So right now he's kind of testing him. Like, I think Cola is throwing out safe attacks, but he's watching Fatality in this moment. And he's watching Fatality's doing the same thing. He's throwing out a bunch of safe attacks that are a lot closer. Cola has a lot of range, or Roy has a lot more range than Captain Falcon does. So here we go. This is the first time a question has come up again. now Cola is pressuring Fatality's shield. The answer that Fatality picked last time was he would drop down, or he ran and took center stage. So what is Fatality going to do now when Cola pressures his shield? Will he like roll to center stage, or is he going to do something different? Boom, he rolled to center stage. So that's why we do the whole asking questions thing. I mean, it's good. I haven't gone anywhere except for work and the hotel. Yeah. Well, you're going to be there for a little while, so give it some time, man. Give it some time. It's going to be a lot of fun. So this is an example of why it's important to ask questions, right? So Cola pressured his shield again, and Fatality ran to the center stage. We've got this habit of his down. We know that in the future we can pressure center stage. Okay, so again, this is interesting. A little change here. So Fatality goes for the dash attack again, and when Cola went off stage at 0%, Fatality followed up and like extended his advantage state, right? But in this case, he didn't. He was waiting to punish the landing. He wanted to see how are you going to land back on the stage. So Cola lands with a shield, and he does the same thing. Out of shield, he runs and takes center stage like that. So pressures the shield. Again, this time he jumps straight out, takes center stage with an aggressive option. Okay, so he's being very aggressive and he gets punished for it. So I want to go back. I went back a little bit too far, my bad. Pressured, lands the stage, he shields it, so Fatality... Oh, you know what? That's another question I missed, right? The whole point of me doing this is catching these questions faster. This is questions and answers. So, question is, he knocked me off stage, or he knocked me but not off stage. How does he... or what is he going to do next, right? Because you can juggle this character in a lot of different ways. If you're knocked over the stage, you can run out and jump up and do up airs. You can run, I don't know if Captain Falcon has a lot of other tools. His up B is a good juggling tool, because it just continues to launch them upward and you can land back down on the stage pretty easily. And it's a command grab, so there's not much you can do. Okay. Let's see. So what is Cola going to do? He lands, or double jumps, lands on the platform, and this is where he pressures him, right? He doesn't pressure him from below. He's pressuring him underneath the platform. Cola shields out of it, runs and takes center stage. So when presented the opportunity to juggle, Fatality in this situation, at least in this game at least, it looks like he's going to wait for the opportune moment to like wait out Cola's options and then punish them. Cola manages to capitalize on it a little bit and then extend. See, this is the thing that we're gonna have to break down later, is how does he extend this for so long? Okay, and he has a really safe out of shield option. Okay, now look at that. This is the first time it's paid off, right? So this is a little back and forth here. Fatality has his shield up. Cola pressures his shield. And what does Fatality do when Cola pressures his shield? He goes to center stage. Now, we know he's going to go to center stage somehow. Whether it's a roll, a jump, or what, we don't know. Those are his only two options, right? He can jump this way. He can roll that way. He can jump out and double jump over. There's a few options, but either way, it's up and over or rolling. So Cola picks... He uses his shield and then up special out. So now that makes sense that... I keep going back too far. It makes sense that Fatality would pick an aggressive option to go to the center stage, right? He jumps over with an attack that he can punish Cola for. And then Cola uses his amazing out of shield option of using up B and attacks him like that, sending him off the stage. Now, there's another question I missed already. I know I keep going back to this. Cola launches him up in the air. Cola launches him off the stage, right? I launch you off the stage is the question. I launch you off the stage. What are you gonna do is the question, and here's the answer. He drops down and then very defensively backs off towards the outside. So if you remember before, I feel like I need to go back. Hold on, I'm at 42 seconds. If you remember before my technical difficulties, there was an instance where Fatality was on this platform. And we needed to see which way he was going to roll, right up here. Bam. So he gets on the platform. He rolls to the left. Now, he was rolling away from Cola, so it does make sense a little bit that he's rolling away. But then, right here, we're presented with the same opportunity of Fatality's launched off stage, and he lands. Where does he drift? Away from Cola, so towards the outside, right? So now we have a little bit of another habit that we're understanding of Fatalities. One was he's trying to consistently go to center stage, but two, whenever he's put under pressure, he rolls away from Cola. He'll air dodge away from Cola. So that's something else to keep note of. So he jumps in with center stage again, uses a command grab of his own, takes center stage. Cola launches him off. Now we need to see how is he going to recover. Cola launches him off and he's pressuring with these kind of like double jumps and high aerials, thinking he's going to recover high. So he pressures high. How does he recover low? He saves his jump for really low, and it was a really low recovery that Cola managed to punish, right? So he managed to get that 2-frame. And I think, this is a good thing from Cola. So here's the first hit off, launches off. Cola is instantly running right up and pressuring high, and that kind of forces Fatality to go lower, but it was a little bit low, just a little bit low. He drifted away and everything, but I think Cola just got that 2-frame, and maybe because Fatality drifted away, that was way better, but really good move from Cola. If you're in that situation, you can launch them off stage, pressure high if it looks like they were going to recover high, which, you know what? We need to go back. I'll play this at full speed. I won't pause it. But I noticed something just now in hindsight. Fatality pressures high, lands on the stage high. Right? Gets launched up, rolls out, runs in. They kind of do their little threat range dance. Fatality juggles. He misses. I think he's about to get launched up the stage right here. Air dodges off. And yeah, the shield trade. So what I'm trying to notice or point out here is right there. That was a big example. Fatality lands on top of the stage. He doesn't try to grab the ledge from underneath the stage. It's not one of those things that a casual player would notice right away. It's something that would take kind of years of observation, or at least like acknowledging it one time before you realize that somebody's not doing something, right? So if it's way easier to identify, hey, this dude rolls in every single time, than it is to identify, hey, that guy has never picked spot dodge, right? Whoops, I'm hitting things. So in this instance, Fatality wasn't recovering low. And right here, Cola takes advantage of that, jumps up, pressures high so that Fatality has to recover low, and then punishes kind of the weaker option. And that's how he gets that first stock. Just clean cut. He's asking questions. He's getting the answers to his questions, and it's going Cola's way, at least for the start of this game. So let's see how Fatality reacts. Oh, one more thing. After he gets this stock, there's two things I want to pay attention to. Okay? So the first thing that I want to pay attention to, the first question that comes in every single game is, when Fatality loses his stock, he gets invincibility. The first question is, what is he going to do with that invincibility? Right? It's 3 seconds of invincibility. What is he going to do with it? The second question I want to ask myself is, how does Cola deal with this, right? Because this is something I struggle with, is if I'm fighting somebody, I get the stock, it's really easy for them to turn around and get a stock right away because I don't know how to behave when they're invincible, right? It's really difficult. So let's see how Cola does this. Maybe we can learn a thing or two. So Cola runs in, he gets hit. It looked like he was focused on getting back to center stage. And okay, so he waited out in the air. He accepted one hit, floated around in the air. Now let's focus on what Fatality does, right? He jumps in, he's going instantly for offense and trying to juggle. And that's a really good thing to do when you have that invincibility. He's using it to the fullest, right? You can't be punished. So we didn't learn our answer yet, but we have plenty of opportunities to do so. And go right back into it. Pressuring the shield, goes to center stage. Look at this. Fatality throws up a shield right here. Cola pressures it with a jab, and then what do we know he does? He jumps out of shield with a down air towards center stage. So Cola ran back and attacked him. These are things that I'm pointing out only because I'm pausing and I'm asking the question. These guys are so good at the game, they're doing it in fractions of seconds, man. It's just so talented. And that's why it takes this skill of slowly acknowledging what's going on and then identifying these questions and identifying how you find the answers to get faster and faster at it. So right there, he punished. Well, what do you do when I pressure your shield? You're going to jump towards center stage. Now, the question is too, people tend to say like, okay, well, what if they catch on? What if they catch on that they jump out of shield towards center stage every single time and they change it? What should I do before they change it? Now, just assume, this works 90% of the time, just assume that they aren't going to change their habits, right? That's why they're called habits. It's a habitual thing, and humans are habitual creatures. So let's just assume that they're not going to break this habit just yet. Wait for them to show you that they've broken this habit, and then you can identify this new option that's been entered into this pool, right? So Fatality didn't jump out of his shield, or he did jump out of his shield. He didn't change it up. So Cola is going to continue punishing what he thinks he's going to do, right? He thinks he's going to jump towards center stage. He's going to punish that whether Fatality does it or not. So now, right there, same thing. And Cola punishes it. Fatality was in his shield right here. Cola pressures the shield with a jab. He rolls in, and Cola punishes it. The only thing is Fatality managed to get his shield up. So now, what happens in this situation? Another question. What happens when I whiff an attack, right? So what happens when Cola whiffs this attack? We're going to see Fatality. Looks like he's going to punish. My guess is he's going to grab. Oh, no, he gets a down smash. It's true. It's medium risk, high reward because he's 103%. He's off stage, and Roy has a bad recovery. So how is he going to edge guard? He's going to go for the 2-frame just like Cola did, and then punishes. All right, so look at this. Fatality punished a jump get up, right? And Cola rolled up. So I need to remind myself, Fatality has never grabbed the edge before, right? He's not once successfully grabbed the edge in this game, so we don't know what his roll-up options are. But we know now that Cola rolled up the first time he grabbed this ledge here. And Fatality punished the jump and then landed and grabbed and threw him off the stage. How is he going to edge guard this time? Still edge guarding low, still going for the 2-frame. This is what I mean when I say people are habitual, right? This is exactly what I mean. He's going to edge guard or like throw him off the stage at the same general area. He doesn't really pressure. He just pressures with his positioning, and then he's going to try to go for this 2-frame edge guard, which is a really difficult thing to pull off. The fact that Cola pulled it off was based on pushing his opponent into a situation he wasn't familiar with and then capitalizing on it. So here we go. We know Cola rolled up. Let's see if he changed his options. Yeah, he just did a regular get up, uses his shield, and uses the best out of shield option that he has. His up special again. Using it as a get off me tool. Oh, see, now look at this too. Same thing happens. Fatality lands on the stage, throws up his shield. Cola actually doesn't even get the attack off, but Fatality can sense the pressure of there's an incoming attack, and it's just outside of my range. What does he do? He jumps outside of the pressure, goes towards center stage. Same thing he's been focused on. And you know, it's funny, I might have acknowledged this before when we were watching Swain's Roy, because Swain was so obviously obsessed with getting back to center stage. You know, I need to watch this again, because that's kind of this preconceived notion that I have of him now. When I look back in it, I think he gets more and more obsessed every time I remember it, when he probably wasn't. But my point is, I wonder if it was something that I acknowledged, but it took me long because I wasn't seeking out that information. I'm seeking out this information. I got it very quickly that Fatality is just focused on getting to center stage. I don't want to say he's obsessed, but it's just his habit. So Roy misses it. Fatality pushes him off. What does he do? Edge guards the same exact way with these short aerials, with the trying to get the 2-frame of the down smash, which looks super cool, but is insanely hard to get. Throws him off stage, and is he going to pressure the same way? Yes. More or less, yes. Now, something else I want to point out. Roy doesn't have very many recovery options, but Cola has recovered low every single time. He's gotten back from the edge different ways every single time though, right? So he did a roll get up, he did a regular get up with shield with up B. He did a drop down aerial or double jump aerial get up. Let's see his other option. We need to keep mind on what he's doing in the future. But also another thing of 2 different play styles. Fatality is kind of a creature of habit, whereas Cola is probably mindfully varying his playstyle every single time, right? All the time. All right, so Cola launches Fatality up into the air. He's in a juggling position. Let's see how Fatality gets back. I want to point out that last time we were in this situation, Fatality drifted to the outside, air dodged down, or he drifted straight down and air dodged away. So those are the couple ways that he's done it so far. Drifted straight down, got into his shield. Another thing that I pointed out at the very beginning of this whole thing, I'll go back to it, and then we're at 103. When Fatality gets hit by a stray hit, he takes a very defensive option, right? He got hit right there. What does he do? He air dodges down. That was an air dodge straight down. And then he rolls away. Or he spot dodged, I meant. So 2 very defensive responses to that. And we just saw a similar thing right here, right? So Fatality gets launched. It's just about to, at least. Oh, I went back way too far. Maybe we weren't where I thought we were. Throws off stage. Tries to go for the 2-frame. Yeah, we're way far behind. Still goes for the same thing. Okay, there it is. So now he got hit. What does he do? He enters his shield, a very defensive thing, and then he air dodges as soon as he falls off the stage. Rolls up because, again, that's the same button, right? So he air dodged, grabbed the ledge, and then pressed the same button that you like the shield button. Shield, air dodge, roll up, get up, all one button. And then he air dodged off stage again. So he's very defensive when he's in disadvantage state. Again, to his credit, Captain Falcon has a really rough disadvantage state. Makes sense. We need to watch how he gets up. He rolled last time. How does he get up now? I would argue he would roll. Okay, so he does a regular get up and then rolls, but either way, Cola knew that. Look where Cola was the whole time. Runs back because he knows he's likely going to roll. He rolls in and Cola gets the punish. So Fatality had to recover low. He drops down, and as soon as you drop down, you cannot re-grab you don't get invincibility when you re-grab the ledge. Cola punishes it with his jab, which hits his hitbox, hits the ledge, and then goes right into the kill. Was that a jab into back air? Jab, forward air for the kill. So 3-1. Cola still has 3 stocks, recovers low. Oh no, not low enough. The jab's gonna take him out. So hold on. I need to go back and look at this. After Cola gets the kill, the jab forward air. Same question. How does Captain Falcon behave when he's invincible, and how does Cola deal with an invincible opponent? So Captain Falcon, hyper aggressive as he was last time. Cola, waiting it out in the air, same as last time, right? He gives him the hit. It just wasn't it was unfortunate that he didn't grab the ledge, right? He recovered slightly too high, which high pressure situation totally makes sense. 1 life left, 2 lives left, 0%, both of them. Cola has invincibility. That's the action. That's the question, is what are you going to do when I have invincibility? Let's see what Fatality does. Runs away. He's being very defensive, and then waits it out by rolling, right? So he rolls around a bunch. Shield, roll away. Jump in with an attack as soon as it's done. Shield again. Bam. Ooh, this is interesting. I'm trying to think if this is a good question or not. Oh, not really. It was more of a. I wasn't sure that interaction kind of was that something that you can anticipate. Is if you dash attack into my shield, what am I gonna do? I would think it's more of a Fatality's question, right? Fatality could ask, what are you gonna do if I dash attack your shield? Because there's a few things that Captain Falcon can do. If he hits with the hardest part of his dash attack, I believe he'll actually cut all the way through and land on the other side of Roy. It's called a cross up. But if he hits with the soft spot, I think he just lands right here. I don't know that for sure. I'm pretty sure, but I'm not certain. But yeah, so I don't know. Maybe that's a good question for Fatality, but I'm not sure. But Cola's getting this combo. I don't know. Was there any way that Cola could have predicted that? 0-0. I don't think you need to predict, right? That's just one of those whiff punishes. So a whiff punish is right here. Fatality missed an attack, and Captain Falcon has this lag whenever you miss an attack. So Cola just punished him after whiffing that attack. That's all whiff punish is. And it's generally easy to see, especially when you hit a shield like that. And he's going to extend advantage on that as much as he can. Here's the question, right? So the objective of this whole stream is to use the question and answer method to identify how you can break into advantage and how you can extend your advantage. Using what we know about Fatality, when he's in disadvantage, he air dodges a lot and he focuses on getting into center stage. And what does Cola do? He jumps up, pressures him, and just manages to miss out on extending that, right? Because Fatality air dodged through the attack. If Cola instead pressured this way towards center stage, it might have been possible that he could have extended that juggle even more. I don't know for sure. I feel like it might have been possible. So right there. That move has so much hyper armor. It's awesome. Or super armor. I need to learn the difference of those things. Okay, so that was the first time Cola repeated a get up option, right? So he dropped down, double jump with an aerial. But Fatality launches him off stage. He's at early percent. What does he do? He edge guards high for some reason. I don't get why. Fatality consistently edge guards high, even though Roy is the type of character that recovers low. It's an interesting choice. Because we've seen it quite a few times. He's always defending the jump. This time he just held his shield though. So this is an example of Fatality had a habit and Cola used to take advantage of it one way or another. This time Fatality's changing. So Cola can do what he normally does and just see what happens and take note of it in the future. So now, what is Fatality going to do when Cola gets up when he's in his shield? Weird question, but let's see what Fatality does. He jumps and he pressures towards center stage. Okay, Cola's going to repeat this pressure. Fatality takes center stage. All right. Pressuring, low recovery, forces the low recovery. Cola was going for the 2-frame because it worked last time. Just a different, more intense 2-frame. But let's see. Hold on. How does he get him off stage twice? Oh, what was his ledge get up? I missed a question. He grabs the ledge. Typically, he rolled up from the ledge, right? He would either roll up or stand, do a regular get up, and then roll towards center stage. What does Cola do? Runs back, and he pushes him off the stage with the same thing because he did, in fact, roll up, right? Let me double check that. It happened so fast. Roll up, bam. Yeah, okay. So this is a habit that Cola has identified. And he's going to keep pressuring him off of it. There, he changes it up, but he ended up in the same position. Did you see that? So when he rolled up, he was right here below the platform. When he jumped up, he would land on top of the platform. Same position. Cola could have been over here and punished it. But I get, if you're over here, regular get up is easier. It's just kind of a mess. Cola launches him off stage. He can recover high, but he pressures, forces him to go low. Fatality does a roll get up because that's his default, right? Shields, gets the grab out of the shield, is just going to deal as much damage as he can. Fatality's really focused on his shield now. And then because he had recovered low several times, right? He no longer recovered high. He was focusing on recovering low the last, 6 or 7 times. Cola managed to take advantage of it. Drops down, punishes the recovery. Okay, so that was really interesting. All of that was really interesting to me. The way that we can ask questions with our actions and then learn the answers to those questions with reactions. So we're going to go ahead and jump into game 2. Cola takes game 1. Give me a second, grab some water. All right, I guess I can jump up into. So they go to the same stage. Oh wait, no, this is recap. Those are great kills, man. All right, here we go. Is there going to be a stage change? There is a stage change, but there's still platforms at the start. Last time, Fatality dropped down through the platform, and Cola hyper aggressively ran to him to pressure him right away. Let's see what happens this time, right? So you're going to drop down? Yes. So he drops down. Cola also drops down and dashes away. So Fatality focused on center stage. He's not going to overcommit. That's something good that Fatality does. He doesn't overcommit too often. Very, very defensive player. Air dodges towards center stage, that top platform. Okay. I feel like I need to go back. I was focused on the beginning interaction, right? He drops through the platform. Both of them kind of take defensive. They get this shield standoff in just a second, but Cola manages to force him to recover low from the start, and he does the double jump aerial get up, right? Trades a little bit, shield standoff. Why? How did Cola do that? This is the question. So Cola rolls. Okay. It wasn't necessarily something he could react to this, I think, right? You put up your shield, grab him out of the shield. Because he had done that before, right? In the last game, he took that dash attack with his shield, grabbed him out of the shield, and then punished him for it. Similar thing in this situation, right? They trade, shield, he rolls, Captain Falcon or Fatality misses a dash attack, Roy punishes him. Now, this is a similar situation. Start of the last game, Fatality teched right here and rolled all the way over here. Toward the outside and also away from Cola. It would make sense for that to happen. I'd like to see Cola jump this way. Oh, no, he missed the tech. It was just unfortunate. But I would think based on habits, that would be a smart, safe thing to do. I need to focus also. Air dodges to get back down. Spot dodge to avoid that. Jumps over the attack. That's really good dodging all around. Using movement to avoid attacks on Fatality's part. Shields through. What does Fatality do when Cola whiffs an attack? He uses a smash attack. That's the second time we've seen a heavy smash attack whiff punish from Fatality. First time it was a down smash at 100%, which makes sense. The second time it was an up smash when he landed on a platform, which also makes sense. And he follows up. Let's watch this again. Whiffs the attack, gets the up smash, follows up with an extension. Very good job on Fatality's part. But now there's this trade-off. Oh, this is interesting. Look. So Cola falls through the platform with an aerial attack. It's a really common Roy move to do because, I mean, all of your aerials are ridiculous. they cover so much area, and it's usually, the closer they are to you, the more damage they take anyway. So if they're jumping up at you and you're falling down with an aerial, they're going to take a hit. And that's exactly what happens, right? Not to keep doing this, but that's exactly what happens. Lands on the platform, falls through, punishes with the attack. Now the roles have reversed, right? So Cola is consistently punishing, or not punishing, and pressuring his shield. And consistently, Fatality does the same thing. He jumps out of shield and uses an attack option. And I like this too. Fatality lands down on shield. Cola's pressuring his shield. What does Fatality do every time Cola pressures his shield? He, at this point, has now established a habit of jumping out of his shield, using a down air towards center stage. Does it a lot. Right there. See, pressured his shield. Fatality's going to throw up a shield right here. Bam. Shield up. Cola already has the attack out. Fatality's going to jump and do a down air. Jump, down air. He does it a lot. Now, you might be thinking that I'm pointing this out because I've seen this video before. I haven't watched... I know what happens in this set. I just clicked through to see what happens. I have not watched this at all. I'm just identifying Fatality's habits in this particular set. Another thing, none of this is to knock Fatality in any way, shape, or form. He's a great player. He's better than I'll probably ever be, despite my best efforts. And it's just that humans are creatures of habit, and he's doing a really, really good job of displaying that. So Cola, how does Cola follow up? He doesn't. He forces him to recover low, takes advantage of it. Oh, that's really interesting. So Cola actually goes for the re-grab here. And then what does Fatality do? He rolls up. That's kind of his get up option now. Ooh, that was a high recovery from Fatality. He's changing his recovery now. Still lands in the same spot. Cola gets the grab. Fatality focused on going toward center stage. Right? Gets the grab, throws him away. Now, notice this too. Cola doesn't just throw him away. He throws him specifically away from center stage. Throws him because he could have thrown him straight up. He could have thrown him straight up. He could have thrown him straight back. He could have thrown him straight down. Up and down both lead into combos generally at 120%. I don't think it would. But you can juggle even at that percent with platforms here. You could absolutely juggle. Instead, he threw Fatality into a situation that Fatality specifically is against, right? He threw him away from center stage and then jumped toward the area where Fatality would want to go, toward center stage, and then attacked that area. See? Okay. Now, I want to go back a little bit. Let's watch how Fatality recovers, because he's been varying his recovery a lot. I would think he would recover low in this situation, just generally makes sense. Cola pressured, he got hit. How does Cola bounce back from this? Okay, just like that. Shield, whiff punish. What do we think is going to happen next? The first time he whiff punished, Captain Falcon did a down smash. Or the first time he whiffed an attack in the game 1, Captain Falcon did a down smash. The first time he whiffed an attack in game 2, Captain Falcon did an up smash. What do we think is going to happen here? Ooh, just a cheeky little jab. I'm kind of surprised. Misses the whiff, spot dodge, goes for a fast, safe attack, which is probably a very good option. Whiffs an attack again, fast, safe option. I think now, I want to go back here. I need to double check this, and I will right now. Right now I'm at 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Captain Falcon has 136%, right? So whenever he's whiff punishing, he's using safe options, because if he misses that heavy attack, the smash attack, then he can get whiff punished, right? So that's at 440, where we're at right now. I want to try to see those first 2 whiff punish situations. He's at 26%. I can't believe I nailed that one. And then the second one was at the start of game 2. So when he was at 26%, he did a down smash. Game 2 is right around here. I don't know. No, it was before this. It was way before this. We'll start from the beginning. I don't think it's very far away. Maybe it generally is. Boom, right here. He's at 62%. So at low percent, he goes for the smash attack. At mid percent, he goes for the smash attack, especially because it looks like he's going to be landing on the platform. But at high percent, he goes for the safe attacks. These are things that there's no way I would have picked up on if I wasn't pausing this video. But it's, now that I'm acknowledging it, it's something I can pay attention to. Percentage affects their answer. Okay? So whiff punishes are very light, safe attacks. Oh, we need to see that. Whiff punish, light safe attack because he's at high percent. Whiff punishes, he doesn't even go for the attack. He's just focused on getting center stage. He's below the platform. What did Captain Falcon do last time he was below the platform that we just saw? He did an up smash, right? So now it looks like Cola's running off, and we know he gets the kill. We just saw it. But let's see what Fatality was doing. Shielding. Okay. And then he picked an option. So the thing is, when you have your shield, you're limiting your options, right? You can jump out of shield, you can use up B, up smash, you can spot dodge, you can roll, you can just drop your shield, you can grab. You can try to parry, but that's just dropping your shield, but fancier. The point is, your options are limited. Right there, he picked an option, either jump, up smash, roll, spot dodge. I don't think spot dodge, actually. And Cola punished it, right? So it was just really good timing on Cola's part, I think. And also, look at this. It was great timing because Cola used a multi-hit attack, right? That attack hits several times. If one of them hits, he's going to get a killing blow. Fatality is invincible. This is the question we keep asking is, what does Cola do when Fatality is invincibility? He kind of jumps around. He's timing it out in the air. Manages to actually get a turnaround. Actually lands the hit. Fatality launches him off stage. How does he edge guard? In the past, he edge guards really high for some reason, right? So let's see how he edge guards now. Still going for that 2-frame, the down air right there, 2-frame. It's really hard to get. For people who don't know, Super Smash Bros. Is 60 frames per second, okay? And every move is based on the number of frames that it's out. When you grab the ledge, there are 2 frames where you are vulnerable. That's 1/30th of a second. Am I doing that math right? I think it's 1/30th of a second. So he's trying to jump in the air and time his attack so that his attack frames line up with that 1/30th of a second, and he's missed it every single time. Which kind of tells me that Cola can continue doing what he's doing, right? It's a very safe thing to recover against. And it also tells me that Fatality should vary it up in pressure a little bit more, even when he's at this low percent. I feel like it would change it at least puts more pressure on Cola, because this puts no pressure on Cola at the moment. What does Cola do? Drop down get up or drop down double jump attack. And that makes sense also. It's been working. Fatality turns it around. Ooh. Yeah, turns it around. That's a good job. I could tell that Fatality kind of knew it was coming. Fatality takes the hit, stalls it out from underneath. Does the same thing, the drop down, double jump, get up attack. Not get up attack. Good combo from Fatality. Let's go back and watch this a little bit. Just for his sake. Dash attack gets the up B. The knee, nice. All of it great. But look at his finishing move. His finishing move, he's trying to 2-frame the down air again. It's insanely hard to do. Insanely hard to do. So lands on that top platform, continues his advantage. So Cola, I'm kind of curious. How does Fatality get away with this, right? And I think it's based on Cola's habits. We could in theory watch this whole video again and focus on Cola's habits and have a totally different experience. And I think we're going to. I know it's weird, but I think we're going to do that. Just so we can understand how Fatality gets these crazy strings, because he's doing a really good job of extending his advantage himself. And maybe another human nature thing, he's so focused on his opponent's habits that he's not thinking about his own habits, right? That's kind of what we do. We have this I'm doing fine, I just need to focus on him kind of mentality. But I don't know, maybe there's a method to his madness. Ooh, this is interesting. Fatality dodges an attack and shields. Now, what does he do when he's in shield? Typically, he rolls towards center stage, but right now, he has center stage. So what does he do? He pressures outside. Now, Cola rolled towards center stage. It's kind of it's a human nature thing to want to be as close or as far away from the danger zone as possible, and that's center stage, right? So maybe that was a way that he could have punished it. Same thing. Look. Fatality's habit is when he's outside of his shield, or when he's outside in his shield and Cola pressures it, he jumps with a down air from center stage. Cola's just there to punish it. Twice. Oh, let's look at that again. So how has Fatality been recovering lately? It's a mixed bag. It is. But the last couple times he actually jumped up and landed over here, which is where Cola is. And that's exactly what happened. That's crazy, man. The fact that Cola is picking these up so quickly is just cool. Cola punishes the dash attack with a grab for the third time. Fatality rolls away from Cola. Okay, so in game one, he rolled away from Cola twice. Or he rolled away from Cola, air dodged away from Cola. He's on the platform, he rolls away from Cola again. So it's not outside or inside or left or right, it's away from my opponent. And Cola capitalizes on that, extends his combo. Air dodges. That's interesting. Why did he do that? So I think, okay. So if Fatality can't jump towards center stage or roll towards center stage whenever Cola pressures his shield, it looks like he goes for a grab because he is right there. Cola just managed, he probably had it in his head that I'm gonna jab. If I don't hit, I need to spot dodge as quickly as I can because he's gonna go for a grab. It just makes sense. And you know what? Good thing too, because if he got that grab, it might have killed him. Gets the spot dodge, punishes the grab lag. How does he get this crazy combo? I mean, it's not super crazy, but it's like a lot. Recovers low. See, now I'm kind of eating my own words because look what Fatality does here. This time, he doesn't go for the 2-frame. He follows up, back airs off stage. I think that's a back air. And then gets punished for it. But I do think that's what he needs to do is he needs to pressure off stage. He shouldn't go for these 2-frames because he's missed like 9 opportunities now. Some crazy number like that over the course of 2 games. Here we go. So, misses that opportunity. Cola just landing with that double jump. Did he drop down aerial attack? Now, Cola, we can see, is charging up an attack, probably because it's been Fatality's habit to get literally right in this spot by either rolling, jumping, any means necessary. Let's see what happens. So Fatality obviously sees him charging up, lands short. Now, I think that's a good thing to do too, is we see from Cola, what are you going to do when I charge up a heavy attack? Now, the reason why this is an important question is because Roy has everybody has smash attacks, right? Roy has his special move, the B, where he charges down this wild attack. It's like a smash attack. It's one of the strongest moves in the game. The thing is, it cancels very quickly. It doesn't have a lot of end lag to it. So he can charge it up and then slam it just to see what Fatality's gonna do. Right now he's charging it up and he's gonna miss his attack regardless, just to watch what Fatality does. But in the future, he can charge up that heavy attack, let go of it, and then run in very quickly. I'm telling you, there's not a lot of end lag on that move. So Fatality, or he whiffs the attack, Fatality with the light punish probably. Yeah, dare into the knee fair. He's going for that 2-frame. I don't know if he's going for the 2-frame in that instance, right? He could be just going for the... What have we seen Cola do? Drop down, double jump with aerials. Most of Cola's aerials, the one he's been doing specifically is his Nair, which attacks kind of in this general pattern, right? That diagonal. If Fatality is jumping up with a dare, it would hit him in the head, but it's still a timing thing, right? It's still a very precise timing thing. So he goes for another, not a 2-frame, but a drop down punish with that down tilt. He's punishing high with the dares. That down tilt punishes people from re-grabbing the stage. It prevents it. Goes up with a Nair. Oh, and then that's insult to injury, man. Fatality gets the 2-frame that not Fatality. Cola gets the 2-frame that Fatality's been fishing for into the fair to end game 2. That's just salt in the wound, I think. Salt in the wound. All right, we'll jump over to game 3. Well, let's watch these highlights real quick. Gets that, he knew he's gonna roll in, so he got the read, and he also knew where he was gonna be when he jumped up from the stage, right? He knew generally that Fatality likes to be in this spot whenever he's trying to recover, or he likes to get here, and then from here he likes to roll there. And he just managed to nail that. Thing number 2, gets the spot dodge, pressures the shield, carries on this string for a combo. Yeah, that was some solid footwork from Cola. All right, so game 3, we have another stage change. This is Fatality's choice. One big platform, which means that there's going to be way less of a combo game going on here. And I think it's a way smaller blast zone also, so Captain Falcon's heavy attacks can kill faster. But Cola also has heavy attacks, for what it's worth. Let's see here. Cola. Oh, sorry. Start of the game. You can't drop down from a platform here, but let's think about, let's go back and watch, actually. This is what we should be doing, right? Asking questions. Beginning of game 1, what happens? Also, where are we at? 6:35. Beginning of game 1, what happens? We know Captain Falcon drops down through the platform, and Cola is hyper aggressive. And then Captain Falcon air dodges through the attacks to grab center stage. So he was focused on center stage. Cola was focused on hyper aggression. Game 2, they both drop down through the platform. Captain Falcon, I guess more specifically, Fatality takes a defensive option and shields. Oh no, he doesn't shield. He's kind of jumping in. But Cola, I remember, dropped down and ran back. But game 3, 6:35. Let's see what happens. I would think Cola would run in and Captain Falcon would be defensive. Oh, more. They kind of both jumped in. It's just Captain Falcon couldn't get that air dodge on time. And maybe we need to focus on a few things here. Gets hit, lands on the platform, doesn't have time to do anything, but Cola continues to pressure. Cola lands safely, right? Now they're going to see, this is interesting. They're both going to be focused on attacking each other, on getting each other on those platforms. But how are they going to do it? And what are they going to do once they get their opponent on the platform? Right? Because air dodge strings, or not air dodge, up air strings, it looked like. So Cola gets this whiff punish. It's a hefty whiff punish, launches him off stage. How is he going to recover? Low, re-grab. And gets the jab punish. Captain Falcon with no jump has to recover low, and he just doesn't manage. Or really as high as he possibly can in that scenario. Just doesn't get it. That's a really low stock. in 23 seconds too. So this is interesting. We know Cola usually waits out the invincibility timer up in the air somewhere. He doesn't have a lot of air mobility, so he's running around on this platform. Manages to kind of get it in the end. Pressuring, he's trying to shut up this stock so quick. Actually, here, we need to go back. How did Captain Falcon recover the first time? I don't remember. But right there, he did a drop down double jump. Gets the grab with punish. Drop down double jump. Roll. Okay. Gets the high command grab there. That's nice. That's a good change of pace. Interesting. Did we finally see Fatality's habits pay off? Out of shield. Roy pressures it. And he does, yeah, jumps towards center stage with his down air. This is the first time. Okay. 3 games in, 7 minutes into the set. This is the first time that his habit has paid off. The first time. 3 games. He's already lost a stock. He is, what, 3, 6, 7 stocks into this set. And it's finally paid off. It's a really risky move. Alright, so let's see how that happened, right? Okay, it paid off twice in a row, though. Why? How did it pay off twice in a row? Well, we need to watch Cola. That's why. We need to watch Cola to see how it went off. Gets the shield punish, right? So Cola attacked the shield. Captain Falcon jumps out, does the dare, misses the knee. Cola rolls away. He punishes out of shield again. And what did Cola do? He ran away and took an aggressive option. So Captain Falcon sees the opportunity. Cola ran in and used the aggressive option again, right? So that's how he got that second down air knee. Okay, so Cola getting the grab. Oh, we need to see what does Captain Falcon do whenever Cola has invincibility. He stands in one place with shield. He grabs his center stage and he just stays there. That's interesting. And then Cola manages to get the grab. Pressuring. No way. If that killed, that's insane. No, yeah, I would think so. That jab back air kills really early, but Captain Falcon at 100%, I wouldn't think it would. Ooh. So Cola, I've seen him do that before. He resorts to that up B out of shield is very good. So is Captain Falcon's, to be fair. Actually, Captain Falcon's might be better in that particular scenario. Captain Falcon down throws him. We know Cola rolled away last time, but he didn't. He missed the tech that time. Captain Falcon carries him off stage. Very nice. That's the pressure I like. So it looks like Fatality only continues his strings when he starts them on the ground, right? If he throws them off stage and then follows up on it, he doesn't go for strings. He goes for very safe and really like such a safe pressure that it's not any pressure at all, honestly. And Captain Falcon has a high fast speed. It kind of makes sense generally. No way. What a casual. No, I'm not saying he's casual, but I'm saying he just casually walked up and just forward tilted to kill him. And you know what? It makes sense because what does he do? Rolls up, and that's what he did. He knows Fatality has a habit of rolling up. He dashed in to make it look like roll up was good, dashed back, and then just did a forward tilt, which would kill. It's fresh. It's at 100%, and it's a wildly powerful move at the hilt of the attack. So nice. One life left each. Cola uses that same drop down get up attack. Now, why though? Why does he do this? Because Fatality is pressuring on the ledge consistently. We could go back and check that again, but Fatality has always been right there. He's never been at the roll up distance, right? He's never guarded Cola from here. And it's kind of a good question is why not? Drop down. Tries to go for the string, but Cola, did he dodge out of it? No, he rolled away. He continued his pressure. Fatality techs from away. Shields at center stage. Starts pressuring off stage. Cola lands the hit. And now look, the reason he got to extend on that is because he capitalized on his habit, right? So Fatality has a habit of rolling in. He punished him, he grabbed him, and he continued doing those up air strings on him, using that center platform like we talked about. Manages to get back on stage. Now, hold on. Fatality has been recovering low ever since Cola pressured him into it from game 1, right? So Cola's been punishing that. And then we also have seen Fatality land in this spot so many times. Up air strings continues it off stage because he started it on the ground. They both just barely managed to get back on the ledge at the same time. They both get up. Cola using that nair. Sending him off stage. He pressures. He's been pressuring. Very low. Wow. That's such a risky play. I guess, isn't that how game 1 ended, right? He dropped off stage after forcing Captain Falcon to recover low. He had not tried to recover high this whole game, I think. And because of it, he could just pressure low and finish the set. Wow. Crazy set. Yeah. So that's interesting. That's a small example of how we can identify that asking these questions, throughout a game, throughout a set like this, can give us insight on how we can take advantage of their answers, right? Very interesting. I like this a lot. I would want to do this a little bit more just so I can get better at it. But this time, let's watch the same set. We know Fatality loses now. We know that Cola wins. And we know that it's insane amount of pressure on Cola. But let's see Cola's mistakes, because Fatality did score quite a few KOs in that one. Let's watch this again, see Cola's mistakes. Now, I can't tell you as much generally because I don't have that much Captain Falcon knowledge, but I'll do what I can. All right, okay. Jumping into it. Game 1. We already know what happens, but let's watch Cola now. Let's ask questions for Captain Falcon's sake. So, what is he going to do when Captain Falcon dashes in with an attack and launches him up? 0%. Captain Falcon's going to pressure him. Cola recovers high, right? Captain Falcon just barely misses that and gets the punish. Now, what is he going to do when he lands the hit? He's going to continue. He's going to extend it aggressively. All right, so now that would tell me as the Captain Falcon player, if this guy's going to extend this constantly, I would want to break out of neutral as quickly as I can, right? Naturally, when you're disadvantaged state, you want to break out of neutral or break into neutral as quickly as you can. Air dodges, right? That's what I feel like I would be pressured into doing, is air dodges. So already, when we ask these questions, we're kind of getting into the mindset of Fatality. So he's focused on center stage. Let's see. Hold on. What does he do when he misses my shield, or when he pressures my shield? He runs out and he runs in. So he crosses up the shield, runs out, runs back in. Land the dash attack. Don't do the follow up. He lands on the platform. So what do I do when I launch him off stage? He lands to the platforms with an aggressive option. So Cola pressures the shield. So Fatality's asking the question here, what does he do if I put my shield up? Right, that's what Fatality's asking. It's kind of a weird question, doesn't help you a lot, but we know that he's going to pressure it one way or another, right? Either with a grab or an attack or whatever. So he jumps over and he pressures it with an attack. And Fatality, does he just jump all the way up there? Oh, okay, that was a quick double jump. So he jumped and then double jumped right here. You can still see the ring of him flying up. He got up there quick. He got up there real quick. Right into the down B. He had a plan. Whiffs the down B though. So that's interesting. I know I keep saying that, but it's when you break down these games, you just find so many things that are like golden nuggets of information. Fatality made a hard commitment. How can I explain hard commitments and soft commitments? Okay. Do you remember earlier when I was talking about Fatality's whiff punish choices? He was making smash attacks, right? That's a hard commitment. because if you miss, there's a huge window of opportunity for your opponent to punish you. Soft commitments are moves where there's a very small window of opportunity for your opponent to punish you for it. So Fatality at 27% at low percent made a hard commitment because he was asking the question, what does Roy do if I leave my shield up? And he knows Roy punishes him, or not punishes him, but he pressures his shield. And Fatality, when he's at low percent, has a tendency apparently of punishing with hard commitments. The thing is, he's punishing a behavior that he has not looked for yet, right? So how can you punish something if you don't know what's going to happen? Like, you can't predict it. So that's what he tries to do, is he double jumps out very quickly and then punishes with a very hard commitment. That move has if you mess up, there's so much end lag on that, and Cola punishes it. Okay, so he air dodges through. Now we've seen too, look, Cola is extending. He got the hit. He's going to extend. What is Fatality focused on? How do I get out? Well, I know he's going to extend because I asked that question before. I need to air dodge out of it. What is he going to do when I air dodge out of it? He's gonna continue his pressure, it looks like. So then what did he do? He, instead of air dodging out of it, he attacked through it. He gets attacked again. He extended his pressure. So now Fatality uses an attack of his own, turns it around. I think this is an accusation that cannot be tested on any front. This game has already happened. The set has already been played. I think if Fatality attacked through the combos a little bit more, he would have done better in this set. Maybe gone to game 4. But I don't know. I can't say for sure. So he attacks through the combo and then tried to continue it, but Cola teched out of it. So, that is an interesting choice. Based on the habits we've seen from Fatality, we don't see him rolling out of center stage very often, but he did right there. Rolled out of center stage again, and then used that same shield option, right? So what do we know? We know that Fatality, when he puts his shield up, he asked the question, what is he going to do when I put my shield up? And when he got the answer, he's going to pressure my shield. With our hindsight, we know that he pressures the shield throughout the entire thing. That's a behavior that does not change on Cola's part. So Fatality consistently picks that same option. If Fatality had used his up special one time out of shield, it would have been a great way of punishing Roy as a get off me tool. And instead, Roy does the exact thing I just said. So pressured the shield, missed the pressure actually, and he punishes with a very hard commitment at 72%, and gets punished for it. And then does the same exact thing, gets punished for it. I wonder if he's trying to pressure. Is he shield pressuring? Because if he is, he's shield pressuring somebody with a great out of shield option. And look, Cola already kind of could capitalize on his habit right there from the start of the game. Right? He knows he's going to roll in. He essentially does. Right there, look. So now Fatality jumps in, shields. Cola pressures his shield, and what does he do? Up specials. And then launches him off stage. Is he going to extend on it? He tried to, but he got attacked through it. So, okay. Two things I just said. One, Fatality should have attacked to escape combos was the first thing, right? And two, Fatality should have used his up special out of shield a little bit more. Let's look at that again. Or should have used his up special out of shield when Cola pressured it. So he lands on the ground, uses his shield right here. Cola pressured it. He uses his up special out of shield, and it does a great job, right? It works wonders. It did like what, 20% right there? 20%, 23. Shield, up special, out of shield, bam, goes. Then he rolls in to attack and start a combo. And what does Cola do? He attacks to escape the combo. Very preemptively, sure, but right now he's still in disadvantage and attacks to escape the combo. Right there, returning back to neutral and actually in advantage, and gets the kill for it. So the two things I said just came true right there. This is why asking questions is important. Okay, so now how does Fatality wait out the invincibility? Or what does he do with his invincibility? He pressures right away. right? I think that like Fatality doesn't have, I should not make this assumption. In this set, he doesn't have very good combos at mid to late percent, like mid to high percent. He's not, I don't want to say he's not doing a good job, but he's not consistently getting those combos that he would get at 0%, like the way he started off the set. So he runs in, shields, rolls towards center stage. Cola at this point already is aware that Fatality is focused on rolling towards center stage and punishes it. He misses the punish, gets down smashed, and then recovers low. Rolls in, Fatality punishes the roll in. So now here's the question. That's the first time that Cola has grabbed the ledge, right? Pretty sure it is. Grabs the ledge, rolls in. That was his first choice. I don't think he will roll in for a while. I don't remember. Honestly, I wasn't watching. I think he did drop down, double jump aerials most of the time. It would make sense that he doesn't roll in because he instantly got negative reinforcement on that. Up special out of shield. Now, okay. I was knocking that option when we were doing the Roy stream. I was knocking that option a lot. I get it a lot more in this matchup for some reason, especially because I know how Fatality has been behaving, right? And it is such a fast option. All right, so let's see. What does Cola do when he whiffs an attack, right? So he whiffs this side B in just a second. We know that when he lands an attack, he's almost always following up on it, right? Even if he misses, he's almost always following up on it. And while he misses, he's focusing on what did Fatality just do? It's very clear that he was asking these questions throughout because he got the answers and punished those answers a lot. Okay, so right there, he misses the side B. What does Cola do when he whiffs an attack? We didn't have enough time to see it. Fatality punished him. Which raises the question, if you are given the opportunity to test something, should you figure it out? Or should you just go in and attack? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Because right there, Fatality went in and attacked, but we don't know much of Cola's habits based on what we've seen. We know that last time Cola was on the ledge, he rolled. And he was punished for it, so he'll likely change that behavior. And he did. He did change that behavior. He did the drop down, double jump, aerial attack. And then punished Fatality for rolling. But what does Fatality do when he gets up? He rolls again. So, how old is this set? I need to see real quick. 5 months old. This is a relatively new set. Fatality, I've seen some of his stuff. I've seen the videos that he makes and puts out and stuff. Is focused on some really cool tech. Some tech that no other Captain Falcon player can get as consistently as he does. But that is one aspect of the game. Another aspect of the game is adapting. And I think that when you play against computer players, you don't adapt very often. I don't know how often he plays against computer players, but I do know he practices his tech against computer players. But they have, computer players never adapt. They do the same things over and over again. That's why you can pressure a level 9 computer in the air and it will almost always air dodge. In fact, I'm pretty sure it does always air dodge. It's programmed to. So if the computer never changes, you never have to change. You can pressure it the same exact way, but humans change. So that's my kind of assumption on why he's playing the way he is. He's never adapting. And yeah, that's my accusation, is like that's a challenge that he has, at least in this set, is he's not adapting. And right there, let's look at this too. So he gets up, oh no, even before that, I want to look at the first time he got launched off stage. Get the reversal, right? He rolls up, gets launched off again. Double jump attack. Roll up, gets punished for it. That's the second time he's rolled up. Roll in, get punished for it. It's the third time. He gets on the ledge. He does not know what to do here. Right? So what did he do? He did what Cola tried to do. Or he tried to do what Cola typically does, but Cola had an attack because of two small mechanics. I'll go back again, I promise this is the last time. Two small mechanics. So when he grabs the ledge, dang it, what was it? One, Captain Falcon is at 130%. So one mechanic is the higher your percentage, the less invincibility you get when grabbing the ledge. So there's still the 2 frames at the very beginning, but then you have X amount of frames of invincibility based on what percentage you have. So he's at 130%. That percentage is already way lower. Roy can punish him. The second mechanic is when you drop down and double jump back up, that jab actually reaches the ledge. What I'm essentially saying here is if he had re-grabbed that, he would not have gotten invincible again because he re-grabbed. And that jab covers both of those options, right? It covers attacking him because he already lost his invincibility, and it covers punishing him for re-grabbing the ledge because he wouldn't have invincibility either way. So it's just a good choice is what I'm trying to say. And he actually gets the kill off of it. So Fatality goes in for just sending him off stage, tries the 2 frame, doesn't. Let's ask this question. He already knows that Roy recovers low, and he also knows that this right here, this is something that he didn't even have to ask the question. He already knew the answer. He already knows that Roy's up special deals damage, so he's shielding, right? So that explains why he was shielding through a lot of stuff. And also, look at that right there. This is very interesting. We watched this whole set, right? We watched this whole set, and this is where Fatality edge guarded the entire set. And he even did this 2 frame like 9 or 10 times, and he missed it a lot, right? But he got this kill, which reinforces positively what he just did. Even though it wasn't a good strategy for the entire set, it reinforced it positively. So that means as a player, we have to let go of, even if it's like something we're not paying attention, we have to let go of the good things that we do as well as the bad things that we do. Right? So he rolls away from stage. Well, okay, so right here, what does he do when he pressures my shield? He's been aggressive. So up special out of shield would be a great option. But what have I been doing? I've been staying towards center stage, rolling towards center stage. Okay, so that time, Cola changed his option. Right, he pressured, and then he took a defensive stance rolling away from center stage. And then he got punished for it. Or, well, he punished Fatality for it. So, Fatality, edge guarding, just like I said, because he was positively reinforced. And then goes for the dangerous hard commitment on the ledge, and is going to get punished for it. He takes like 40% for it. Grabbed, thrown off stage, pressured, has to recover low. Thrown off stage, has to recover low, and does it a second time. We know that this game ends with Cola launching him off stage and dropping lower. At least I'm pretty sure it does. So this is interesting. Cola's doing the same thing over and over again too. But, okay. I have an idea. Remember that question I asked earlier? I'll watch it again. Okay. Cola knows now that Fatality is recovering low over and over again. If he punishes him for recovering low, there's a chance that he would break that habit faster. Right? Now, I know Fatality hasn't broken any of his habits. He has not adapted this whole game so far. But there's a chance that he would adapt and would stop recovering low. So what Cola's doing here, whether on purpose or not, is he's not dropping low, which is further telling Fatality, I'm allowed to recover low. It's safe. It's a safe option. Right? See, look at that. So he lets him recover low several times and says, hey, it's safe. Don't worry. But then when he later on, what does he do? He punishes him for recovering low because he'd never changed it. That's positive reinforcement, and then he takes advantage of it. And that's called conditioning. So really, really cool. It's cool to see it from both perspectives. We're going to carry on like this. But man, my back is getting sore sitting here. I don't have a great setup right now. I'll work on it. Jump over to game 2. I'll try to throw out the knowledge that I have of game 2. but let's see. I gotta be better at asking questions on Fatality's behalf also, because I keep just finding these observations. So what is he gonna do? Oh, so Cola on the first game was hyper aggressive, ran in with an attack, and Fatality was very defensive from the start, which tells you a lot about who these players are, right? Cola has already attacked to escape combos. He has already attacked whenever he lands a hit. He extends his combos as much as he possibly can. Whenever he whiffs an attack, he bounces back and tries to find a way to punishing what they retaliate with. So Cola would likely run in, but I don't remember. He runs away, plays it very defensive, and then gets a grab off because of it. Okay, so Fatality, look at this. Fatality changes his get up option for the first time. How does Cola pressure Fatality's recovery? Oh, and also, I'm sorry, I noticed this. We already know that Fatality recovers low, but he's at 15%. And so Cola does not even try to pressure his recovery. He doesn't want him to change his habits. He's just playing it really slow, right? And Fatality does a drop down double jump aerial to land on the stage. He does. We know he has a habit of rolling in, but he's kind of watching Cola this time. We're watching Cola. Cola's shields, he rolled away out of shield. And Fatality gets punished for it. But we need to focus on that. Cola rolls away out of shield. Cola's out in shield when he was close. Gets the up special. Fatality is going to use these platforms to his advantage. And using those down airs over and over again. Finally gets back to the stage, uses the down air, and Cola punishes him for it. Recovers low. Cola punishes him for it. And now, we've seen this too before. When I wanted to talk about this at the end of the first game. So real quick. There was this moment right here. Right? So when Fatality kept grabbing the ledge and he would roll and he would get punished for it. Right? Rolls, gets punished for it. Or almost got punished for it right there also. But I raised this because when you're on the ledge, you don't know what to do. You take longer, right? So he gets back up to the ledge. Oh, dang it. Not that time. It was before. He gets up to the ledge and doesn't know what to do. The point is, whenever you're waiting there on the ledge like that, you or whoever's edge guarding you can run off and grab the ledge, right? And that's what Cola started doing. So Cola noticed that Fatality was taking a long time getting back onto the stage, and so that's why he ran off the ledge and tried to go for that re-grab. Something that I didn't notice until that point. Yeah, right there. We're all caught up now. I hope I explained that well. I know I was kind of focused on trying to find that right spot. I don't think I'll explain it again. All right, so let's look at this too. I recover low. What does Cola do? He grabs the ledge, which means I have to start acting faster which means I have to start acting faster when I'm on the ledge, and it also means I'm going to resort to my most default option more. So Fatality was kind of pressured so hard into making these mistakes. Right there, he recovers high. What happens when I recover high against Cola? What does Cola do? He commits, misses it, and then they're just kind of noodling around each other a little bit here. I'm gonna be honest with you. What do I do when I recover high against Cola? Ooh, another time. That's another time where Fatality attacked to escape pressure and it worked in his favor. That's another time. Gets the whiff punish, does the light jab because he's at 150%. Misses that heavy jab and dies for it. That's what I'm talking about with hard commitments. So Fatality's committed to some pretty hard commitments a few times, but that's a weird one to commit to, right? It's pretty clear that if he uses up special, he's going to land on the platform, right? And he just absolutely missed it. There's a chance he was trying to go for the turnaround up smash, but I don't know. But he died for it. Okay. Air dodges to get out because he knows. Look, that's the thing too. Fatality knows that Cola likes to continue his strings as long as he possibly can, so he air dodged out of it. And it was a really good move. And then not only that, he shielded when he got down on the ground, so he's again forced in this defensive position. And then gets to punish him whenever it doesn't work out for Cola. Sends Cola off the stage. Cola takes his time. Fatality punishes high. Ooh, look at let's watch that again. Attacks. No, he followed up. This is such a weird thing. I don't know if I've noticed this before. So Fatality got that hit when he was on the ground, right? From the stage. He only follows up and extends off stage when he got the initial hit. And I can tell you generally why. So players at high levels, they practice combos that start on the stage and extend further off the stage, right? But they don't practice starting a combo off stage. It's really hard in Super Smash Bros. To practice that, right? There's not a setting where you can, at least in the default game, there's not a setting where you can start with a player off stage and then go run and punish him for it. It's just not an option. So it makes sense that Fatality, being the labber that he is, doesn't have a lot of practice doing that and only feels comfortable. I don't want to say he doesn't have a lot of practice. He only seems comfortable following up off stage when he started the combo on the stage. Even with an aerial attack, it doesn't matter. He was on the ground and then jumped off. So air dodging to escape the invincibility pressure. When I grab the ledge and do the drop down, what does Cola do? It just seems like Cola changes his options every single time. It's really hard to get a reading on him. What do I do? What do I do when I 2-frame? Cola takes his time. Or when I try to 2-frame, he's unfazed by it. See, that's hard too, is like, what do you do when you ask a question and your opponent does not answer, right? Or at least answers with like, if they give you a different answer every single time, that's difficult. If they take their time and are casual, like a delayed answer, that's really hard also. So hold on, I kind of want, this is wild, but it just made me think of this. There was a study where cats were put in a cage and they were given a lever that opens the cage and lets them get out. And the lever would respond instantly, right? So you pull the lever, the door instantly opens, the cats get out. That's the experiment. And essentially, the more cats pulled the lever, the quicker they learned, like, hey, I can get out of the cage, and they got out of the cage very quickly. Then they changed the experiment. They got new cats in. They made it so that when cats pulled the lever, it would take 20 seconds, I think, before the cage actually opened. So they would pull the lever, 20 seconds later, the cage door would open, and they had no idea what it was that opened, or that created that, right? What opened the cage. And it was because of that delay that the cats kind of started forming weird habits. They would pull the lever, and then they would meow 3 times or whatever, and then they would think it's because they meowed 3 times that the door opened. And it wasn't that that they pulled the lever. It was in all of that time, they had space to assume that, hey, when I meow, this door opens, instead of instantly, hey, when I pull this lever, the door opens. I know that sounds all crazy and whatnot, like, or just weird, but the point is, if you delay your response to these questions, then it's way harder for your opponent to figure out how you're going to respond. Now, I know that in Cola's case, he's gotten better results whenever he's pressured Fatality's shield. He's gotten better results whenever he's extended on combos as much as he can. And he's only ever been punished for whiffing attacks a couple of times. And even that, he survived both of them. So my point is, he is delaying some of his responses, and it seems to be working out for him. Some of them, though, like specifically how he gets up from the stage, he is delayed every single time. Punishes the roll away. I'm sorry, I'm watching Fatality again. Fatality gets launched off the stage. What does he do with his invincibility? What does Cola do whenever I whiff my dash attack? He grabs me and throws me down. That's happened a few times. What does Cola do when I shield? I mean, he pressures it, and then right there, he kind of had it primed that he was not only going to attack, but spot dodge right after. That's another really good move. Is whenever you attack somebody, attack in sequences, right? If you know what's going to happen Or if you don't know what's going to happen, you can do a safe option. If you know what's going to happen, you can do an aggressive option. But think in sequences. Right? So right there's an example of that. Gets pressured. He's probably going to air dodge. He does. So I don't know why Fatality commit to that. Fatality makes a lot of hard commitments. And right there was one where it pays off. So I guess I have to eat my words a little bit. It wasn't game 3 where he got the first down air, right? It wasn't game 3. It was this moment right here. It was a very hard punish. But it was so clear that he could get it, so it makes sense. So yeah, it was game 2 on his last life. So I need to ask these questions on Fatality's behalf. I'm not great at it for some reason. How has he been getting up? Drop down, double jump, aerial attack. That is not easy to say. I've had to say it a lot. Real quick, I want to check some things. Hey, yo! Get up and stretch. Touch toes. Me? Yeah. I definitely do need to get up and stretch and touch my toes and whatnot. Alright, I must have missed it. Did you lose a bunch of coins? Or cool points? Rolled a 15. Dang, yeah, I'm sorry. I want to check my cool points, because every now and then I need to do that. There we go. I have 300 cool points. All right, I'm gonna gamble them all, man. You got to do it. 300. Sorry, man. I think there's a cooldown on that, so I don't think I can gamble right away. But I will. My whole objective of the cool points is I can't be the coolest. I have to get rid of all of them. Okay. Let's see. Let's jump back into it. Fatality's having a hard time landing because he knows that Cola consistently pressures him. Oh man, he just rough situation. Cola getting that 2 frame. There's nothing that Fatality could have done. Right? Because Cola has varied the way that he's pressured so many times. Jumping into game 3. Let's just go right into it. All right, so let's go back a little bit. When does Cola get the first hit? Oh no. Very early actually, right? Off to the side. Oh, literally instantly. And he follows up on it, but Fatality doesn't punish his whiff. He doesn't get the whiff punish. It doesn't get the roll. Cola, that's interesting. So Cola, when he got his shield hit there, did he jump out of it and then fast fall through? I need to watch this because he does. No, he drops his shield and fast falls through. In the first game, he jumped out of it. So it's so hard to read Cola. It looks like he's picked a different option every single time, with the exception of his getup, because it's the only thing he's varying there is when he does it, not how he does it. Sorry, I'm watching you gamble over here, Andy. All right. So Fatality getting pressured off stage and lose the stock for it. And so that's a question that you could ask right there is when I'm launched off stage, how does he edge guard? Right there, he edge guarded low. So I want to point out at the beginning of game 2, we watched that Fatality wasn't punishing, or not Fatality. We saw that Cola wasn't punishing Fatality's low recoveries, and he was probably doing that so that he could capitalize on it later. Well, he didn't capitalize on throughout that entire game at all, but he did capitalize on it right there, and it showed again. Right? Same way that he ended game 1, he punished Fatality's low recovery. Or pressured it also. He pressured his low recovery. So right there, he's pressuring his recovery. So I need to go back. This is so much harder for me to ask questions on Fatality's behalf for some reason. Okay, so what does he do? How does he edge guard me when I'm trying to get back? He just attacks straight through it. right there, that was a good example of fatality, knowing, acknowledging that Cola is extending his combos as much as he possibly can. He rolls, or he doesn't roll, he spot dodges to avoid that grab, and then turns it around with aggression. How does he pressure my get up? Let's see. I roll, he runs and does an aerial attack, and then carries me off stage. How does he respond to that? He doesn't, right? He takes a defensive stance. That seems to be a key. I don't know for sure, but that seems to be a key. Cola from the start forced fatality into a defensive stance. Every time fatality every time fatality used his up special out of shield, he forced Cola into a defensive stance. Whoever was in the defensive stance was losing for a brief second. But the thing is, Cola was just always on the offensive. He just always was. So right there, fatality tried to use the up special, but Cola was too far away and got the hit off. Uses that down air into the knee, and it manages to pay off. Cola using his invincibility to turn around another stock. Does he punish the recovery? No, he doesn't. Maybe potentially setting himself up for, or you know why? He doesn't punish this recovery because he's at 0%, and if he gets killed at 0%, that could turn around the entire set, right? Momentum is a real thing. They're both shield off, that shield standoff. Fatality carrying the combo all the way off stage. Now Cole has to take a second. Boom. Punishes the roll get up from the start. He knows he's going to roll. He punishes it. And then does the drop down aerials. So really, this is the question that like Fatality should have asked is how is Cola going to get up from the stage? Right? You know what he's going to do. You don't know when he's going to do it. And he was pressuring high. It seemed like he anticipated Cola jumping from the ledge, and Cola never jumped from the ledge. But Fatality did that quite a few times. Sorry, I want to move this cursor so it's not in the way. So Fatality shields. What does he do on my shield? He pressures it. That was a good example of him paying attention too. Look. So Fatality runs up and shields. What does Cola do every time Fatality puts his shield up? He pressures the shield. So what does he do? He runs in to pressure it, and Fatality jumped right over it with an aerial that didn't attack where he was going to be. It attacked where he was, right? So he knew what he was going to do, but he didn't know where he would be. If he had dropped his shield and used an up tilt instead, it would have worked on every regard, I think. But he gets the dash attack, gets a little bit of a combo going, and then tries to two frame, and that's where his combo ends. Rolls into the stage, gets punished. And another thing too, Fatality should have asked this question also is, what happens when I roll into the stage? What does Cola do when I roll in? Yeah, he punishes me. It's happened quite a few times. What does Cola do when I recover low? He doesn't always punish it. Okay. Fatality always carries his combos off stage when he starts them on the ground. Okay, Cola landing the hit. Fatality gets launched off stage. How is Cola going to deal with it? With the same thing that he did to end game 1, to take stock 1 of game 3. Oh man, just a really, really good set. All right, we're jumping back into it. So, I was kind of hanging out. I got my stretching in. I touched my toes. Thanks for the suggestion. And feel a lot better now. I found also another set of Fatality and Cola playing, Roy and Captain Falcon, respectively. And this one is a little bit older. It's 7 months ago as opposed to the 5 months ago. Right? See right there? Bloop. Oh, don't click on that. Mistakes were made. 7 months ago. And this was a 5-game set. I haven't watched it. I just clicked through it and kind of saw highlights and whatnot and saw if I could see if any differences and changes and whatnot. And I think we can, because 5-game set, they got to game 5 and play styles have changed. But I don't know. It's just, I think the fact that it's before throws me off a little bit. But you know what? Players have good games or good days and bad days, just like anybody else. I want to jump right into this. I'm not going to stop this one nearly as much. We're not going to watch it twice. I just want to go through it all the way. I say I'm not going to stop it nearly as much, but I need to ask these questions. We're going to try to ask them on the fly. So Cola uses his shield. What does Fatality do? He pressures him as soon as he drops it. Fatality rolls away on the platform. Cola uses up special, and then how does Fatality recover? He recovers low, gets up with a drop down, double jump, aerial attack. Dash attack, he follows up on the dash attack. Cola air dodges away. He's in the defensive stance, and he starts kind of losing a little bit. Fatality recovering low again. Cola pressures the recovery. Does not capitalize off of it, but he does manage to attack him in the air as soon as he gets up. He did a jump get up that time. I want to double check. I'm trying to train myself here. Yeah, he did jump get up. Cola did a drop down, double jump, aerial. Up air specifically so that he can launch him upwards. Launches him off stage. Doesn't pressure his recovery this time. Lets him get back to the stage safely. Right there, we saw the classic where Cola pressures Fatality, shield, Fatality rolls center stage. Cola using up special out of shield whenever any threat poses itself. Fatality getting these strings. He started it on the ground. He manages to extend it off stage. Extends it off stage also. Ooh, and manages to get that kill. See, that was a huge exception already. We never saw Fatality go way off stage like that before. Right? We didn't see that in the past. I did see in that first game, it was losers 16, which meant there were only 16 players left in the losers bracket on the first set that we watched. There's a chance that it's way later in the day than this game is. And if that's the case, then it makes sense that Fatality would kind of fall back into that burnout stage. But I don't know. And yeah, there's a chance that he was playing very differently. Hey, Louie, how's it going, man? Long time no see. I'm doing more VOD breakdowns. Money match only $10 best of 3. You're really pushing this money match, man. I'll money match you eventually. It's not gonna be today. I still ain't got none. Sheesh. I know, I'm sorry, man. I would love to play you though. I don't know if I would money match just yet, but I would love to play you. It'd be a lot of fun. I'm still learning Roy stuff. Today, if you're just now joining the stream, today I'm focusing on using question and answer technique of learning your opponent's habits and then finding ways of punishing those habits. So that's what I'm breaking down right now. We already watched one set of Cola's Roy against Fatality's Captain Falcon. I've watched a lot of Cola. I've watched a lot of Fatality. So I kind of know those players a little bit in terms of just like what they put out there. But in these sets, I've been kind of like watching his habits. And what I'm gathering is that whenever Fatality is defensive, he's not doing super well. But when he's on the hyper offensive, he does super well. And same thing for Cola. Whoever's in the defensive in this matchup seems to be doing poorly. That might seem like it's obvious to some people. If you're in disadvantage, you have a disadvantage. But still, that's what I've noticed. So right there, Fatality jumped way off stage and pressured Cola and got the kill for it. And Cola pressured Fatality right there with his invincibility and got the kill for it also. Waits out the invincibility, rolls inward. Cola rolls inward, Fatality takes in place. Low recovery, doesn't get the 2-frame. He does get the attack get up though. Okay. I was talking about this last time. I was talking about this in the last set specifically. Cola, there was a point in the last set where Cola was charging up a smash attack and waiting to see what Fatality would do. And it doesn't matter what Fatality did, but I brought up this point that if Cola does that question, asks that question, he can use his regular special attack later on, which has way less end lag whenever you use it, and act out of that end lag to punish whatever choice Captain Falcon used or whatever choice Fatality picks. And here's an example of that. He charges up that special and lets go of it early, not to attack Fatality, but so that he can convince Fatality like, hey, I'm an easy target, go for me right now, and punishes the get up attack. Yeah, so that's one of those really tricky playstyles, the reactive playstyle of, I think I know what you're going to do, I'm going to give you what looks like an opening, but really it's not. And then same thing, Fatality locks in on this aggressive get up. So he used a get up attack, and then he tried to drop down double jump aerial attack, a second drop down double jump aerial attack. And you know what? Lands the second one, gets a lot of combos out of it. So good for him. Shields, and Cola pressures the shield. He continues with aggression. That's kind of Cola's MO that we've seen so far. Wait, how does he wait out the invincibility? With aerials or just movement? Movement and air dodges and shields. Good for him. Pressures the recovery just a little bit. Not the get up from the ledge though. The get up attack. And then again, fatality with the aggressive offstage play. And it's working in his favor quite a bit. He still has the percent, or he's still behind in the percent, but Cola rolled in, fatality punished it. That's the second time Cola's rolled in. Third time Cola's rolled in. Oh, gets the double jump off stage. Cola just barely making it up. Does the drop down double jump attack. Oh, it's so close off stage play. Fatality rolling up from the ledge. Finally has taken a defensive option instead of going for the offensive ones. It makes sense in this given situation because Cola was off stage. Punishes the shield. Cola misses the shield punish. Or pressures the shield. Cola misses the shield punish. Did fatality just roll in there? Yeah, he rolled into away from Cola because that's his habit, is away from the players. And then Cola just manages to take game one. All right, so I'm already noticing that I practiced this for one set. I'm already way faster at acknowledging the habits that they have. And not just the habits that they have, but the habits that they're doing differently. You know some good counters for Falcon? Rob? Is he really? I know Rob is like a top tier character, a fighter, but like I have not really explored Rob at all. As somebody who's like played this game for an insane amount of time, I wish I knew more about Rob. I'm really enjoying this questions and answers thing. It's something that I've always tried to do while playing, but not really been good at. I'm also trying to watch my opponent way more than I watch myself, right? So if you know where you're going to be, you don't have to watch yourself very much. But if you don't know where your opponent's going to be, you should probably be watching them. All right. Jumping into game two, I'm going to try not to stop this or go back at all. I probably will fail. They both do generally offensive starting options, but fatality pressures Cola's shield and Cola does an up special out of it. It's kind of a habit that we've seen from the last set. Fatality carrying on these strings that he started on the stage. When he starts a combo on stage, he tends to extend it off stage. All right. There's so much happening. It's hard. It's like information overload. So we know fatality has this tendency of rolling toward that. I need to go back to explore that. I'm sorry. I know I told you I wouldn't, but I need to go back and explore that a little bit. We know fatality has a habit of standing right here under the platform. He'll roll up there. He'll jump there. He'll do whatever he can to get here when he's on the ledge, right? So it's about to happen in a little bit. Right here. Gets up to the ledge. He tried to use his special to land in that spot. Cola punished him for it and launches him off stage. And then Cola, because Falcon had been recovering low, pressured him just a little bit, just with his positioning. Look at this. With positioning alone, so I went back a little bit too far. With positioning alone, Cola runs off stage, and fatality started off drifting low, gets punished, air dodges, and then with that air dodge, he had to drift away from Cola. So because he air dodged, Cola went out there and pressured him, and he could not drift toward the stage. Cola would have just killed him right away. He had to recover very low, and he was way too far. He wouldn't have come back even if Cola did pressure him, but he went for the extra pressure just in case. So, interesting choice. I know this happens with characters that have bad horizontal recoveries like Cola, or not Cola, like Roy and like Captain Falcon. Air dodging off stage like that isn't totally insane. It's just kind of like a added bonus to help you save your double jump for a while. All right, so obviously Cola gets the stock from that. Dashes around, times out that invincibility, and then punishes the whiff. Carries him off stage just a little bit. So that's the second time. We know that fatality is a bit... Everyone's a creature of habit. Fatality doesn't adapt super often. He recovers the same exact way he just did, right? And oops, I'm sorry, I'm hitting my mic. Always aiming for this particular spot. Cola punishes him for that. Game 2 of this set, I think this is the first time that he's really recovered like that over and over again, though, or at least rolled up from the ledge like that. Fatality standing in this spot. Edge guards really well. I want to see how he did that. Just a down tilt. What I think happened. Here's what I think happened. Kolo knew he was gonna pressure the shield and needed to get out right away, so he was probably holding left on the joystick, and it's just DI killed him. Or he just knew he was too far away to even try recovering. So it could have been either of those. Fatality. Pressuring Cola even with invincibility and manages to get 40% on him right from the start. See, I'm telling you, Fatality's pressure when he's on is just solid. Okay, a lot of platform play. Those parries are coming in clutch for both of them. I would have... Oh, that knee's going to go for the kill. Sorry, I wanted to pay attention to this. I know that if Fatality would have hit that platform, he probably would have teched and rolled away because that's the habit that he has. So in case it comes up again, I just want to say that that's probably what he would have done or will do if it happens. Air dodges in, not away. Interesting. Cola rolls in. Tries the 2-frame. Gets the Nair kill, though. He just lost his stock. He's got... All of his moves are fresh. If anything lands, it'll likely kill, especially at the hilt like that. Covering the high. Okay, drop down, double jump, aerial attack. Continues this string for a very long time. Fatality with his combos. He is solid when he can land them. Using those platform extensions. But Cola turning around, putting him... So they're both playing relatively defensively. If anything, Cola's more on the defense in this game. Oh, just barely making it back to the stage. Both of them, really. Cola had a better chance of getting back to the stage, but Fatality did a really good job recovering. Gets knocked off. Anybody's game. Cola getting that punish. Gets the grab, throws him. Oh, so remember, if you remember at all, Fatality had this habit last time of rolling toward the stage, and Cola also throws him off stage because it pressures Fatality into going where he wants to go, right? Back to the center. And that's what he does. He does it with attacks, though. That's the big difference between the last set that we watched and this set, is Fatality's using attacks defensively so that he can position himself where he wants to be. All right. Cola pressured his shield, and what did Fatality do? Nothing. He just kind of backed off. And that's what I was saying too, is it's way harder to identify somebody's habits when they delay their response. And obviously you can't delay your response too much because doing nothing is a choice, and it's not a great choice. But it is a choice. And that knee is going to take game 2. So Fatality, I was saying in the first set, if he had been more aggressive, he would have been a lot more successful in the set. And here he is being more aggressive. Here he is using attacks defensively to maneuver around and get the positioning he wants. He's just doing a great job. Same pick, same stage pick, going right into game 3. Cola with punishes a dash attack, I believe, grab or dash attack, and then gets the grab of his own and racks up 40%. Fatality's going to pressure, though. Cola doing a regular get up into the shielded up special. And manages to get stage control after a little while. Fatality double jump back onto the stage into his favorite spot. Cola happened to punish the wrong spot this time. Up special. See, another thing that I want to point out, these guys have been playing different people all day. They have to identify this stuff and then forget it as soon as the set is over. So when they replay each other, like, it would make sense that they wouldn't have all of these details memorized, you know? They're not going to know. And I'm saying that I have a huge advantage in spotting these things because I've just watched them for the last 90 minutes, right? Oh, come on. There we go. So Cola goes for the smash attack. It's really heavy. Fatality punishes it. Cola double jumped, lands back on the stage. Fatality with a low recovery. Cola tries to 2-frame punish it, but it's not very successful. All right. Fatality tries a 2-frame. Cola tries a 2-frame. Both of them aren't very successful. Let's see which one stops doing that first. Obviously, Cola with a dash attack there. Punishes the regular get up. So Fatality with the deep off stage. And you know what? That's what I was kind of rewarding. He's going deep off stage and he's managing to recover back, so it's fine. You know, it is okay. What is Cola? How does Cola recover whenever he's launched high? He drifts down and recovers low. He had the option of landing on the stage, but Captain Falcon has really good ways of punishing his landing, so he didn't go for it. Oh, what does he do when he pressures my shield? He grabs me. Okay. Punishes my shield. I'm going to attack him. So. Ooh. That was, I think he even, I don't know if you can tech it at that percent. But Rock Crocs are real, man. Okay, so Roy grabs, throws him off stage, because Fatality it likes to go to the center stage. This is one of his focuses. When he's right there, I'm glad I stopped it at this point. I have not seen this. I just want to point that out. Fatality tends to roll towards the center stage in this position. Tends to. There's a chance that because he sees Roy spot dodging and missing, or he has the opportunity to attack the spot dodge, right? Oh, and he does nothing. Okay, Roy gets the punish, throws him off stage. Hyper aggressive. I don't know how Cola can follow off stage so deep and then still manage to turn around and recover back on. That's impressive to me because that's something I struggle with. Ooh, great. There's got to be an opportunity. So Cola, this is it. What did I say? Cola tends to roll inward. And right there, Fatality picked up on that and punished it. So good on him. What happened there? Did Cola just throw out a safe attack and it killed? It happens, man. If your opponent's too aggressive, it happens. Pressured the shield, got grabbed for it. Into the soft knee, off stage. Wow, he stuffed out his double jump and he air dodged. There was no way he could have recovered back from that. That's a bummer. That's one of those things where just standard up B would be a good job. Does that, so in this, that's the third time I think that Fatality is double jumped or used his up special from this position right here. I think it's the third time. I could be wrong. Gets side specialed for it. And fourth time right there as he does it again. Oh, very soft whiff punish, even though he's at 40%. And gets punished for it. Hold on, let's look at that. So Roy misses. Fatality can whiff punish, and he does a grab and misses it because Roy air dodges. Gets the parry punish, way off stage. Oh, Cola risking it all for a Rock Croc. He was trying to get a fancy Rock Croc KO and missed out on it. Okay, jumping forward, going into game 3? Game 3 now? Cola's at 1, Fatality's at 1. Wait, is that right? Is that right? Game 1 was at small battlefield or regular battlefield? Small battlefield, Cola won that one. Right? Game 2 is at Pokemon Stadium. And who won this one? Was it Fatality or was it Cola? I don't even remember. I'm focused on each individual game and each individual interaction and their habits. I think Fatality won this one, right? Because he goes way off stage. Yeah, knee. And Fatality wins game 3 also because of the Rock Croc incident. Right, we'll watch that again just very quickly. Oh, this is way too early. My bad. Way too late. Come on now. I want to see the Rock Croc. There it is. Misses it. Falls to his death. Okay. Now we're jumping into game 4. So I was wrong. It's game 4 now. Fatality up 2 games to none. 5-game set. Anybody can win. Which, I mean, I know who wins this game then. So, Cola's starting off hyper aggressive, punishing Fatality for landing in kind of one of his general's favorite spots. And Cola's positioning right now is one of like general edge guarding, right? So, I kind of want to point out right here. Right here, he's tight edge guarding. Back here, he's loose edge guarding or general edge guarding, right? So if he was standing here, general edge guard, here, tight edge guard. Right now he's in tight, which is only good for if they re-grab, which he just did right there, but he was early on it. Or if they take a long time on the edge, which he was at 0% anyway, or 5% anyway, whatever it was. So he has a lot of invincibility on that ledge. Fatality charging up a smash attack, getting punished for it. And then side specialed off the stage. So focusing on habits here. Cola's kind of, jumping with attacks out of shield. The Fatality had some way of like defending against that, which he does, he's just not using. Cola out of shield again, using his up special. He's like blocking Fatality's aerials and then using strong attacks right out of them. And by strong attacks, I mean his up special. So that's the first time. This is the first time I've seen all day Fatality punish Cola for using the same get up option every single time. It's the first time I've seen it. Does he get the kill for it? No. He did overcommit, but not in a bad way. He didn't get killed for it. He overcommit properly, I think. He could have racked up a bunch of damage, but I feel like at that point, you just want to get the Roy killed. Roy with 160% is a lot of rage. And I mean for him, not for you. So Fatality teching in place because he was on the outside. How does he recover? He kind of fakes going back and then grabs the ledge. That's the first time I've seen him do that. That's a way better recovery trick than what he's been doing. Carries him off stage. He doesn't follow up on it this time. I've noticed in this set also, Fatality hasn't rolled to the center stage nearly as much, and it's been way harder to keep up with the predictions because of it. So just a really interesting thing. If you're not consistently worried about stage control, it's way harder to predict what you're going to do. So Cola launching him off stage. Double jumping to avoid getting tackled, really. That dash attack from Captain Falcon can be rough. But Fatality playing it super safe when he's at high percent. Overcommits with his down air. His jump in down air that he uses quite a bit. And then gets killed for it. Okay, so Fatality just starting with the strings, man. Right away, Captain Falcon has some cool combos. I know it's just all up air, but they're really cool when you can string them together like that. Right there, he uses defensive attacks to get solid positioning and then recovers back to the stage very safely because of it. Gets that back air. Okay, how does he recover? Like he recovers. How does Cola react? Basically, that's what I want to know. He's kind of got a medium stance. Was ready to punish the roll, but Fatality jumped out of it. So that was a good mix-up for Fatality. It still took a while for him to execute it, though. Rolls, and he still ended up rolling to that spot and almost losing a stock for it. Ooh, almost getting that 2-frame. He was a little bit too far back for it. Probably timed it pretty well, but too far back. Okay, they're dancing around each other. Oh, really putting each other in really risky positions, but that gets the whiff punish for the kill and ends that game. There's one more game. Okay, so game 5. Back to Battlefield. Let's see what happens. Cola's starting pretty aggressively. Oh, very aggressively. Punishes Fatality for just landing on the stage, but Fatality rolling inward that time. With that tech, it was a chance that he was trying to do that to counter the combo, right? If he's rolling inward. Rolls towards center stage. Getting a little bit noodly, just a little bit. Okay, so how does he get up? Very delayed drop down double jump. Very delayed. And then Fatality getting, or not, yeah, Cola getting that really, really early kill. Okay, so here we see them kind of dancing around. Fatality chilling with center stage. That's exactly what he wants, right? He likes to be at center stage. I know he hasn't been as focused about it in this set, but Cola playing hyper aggressive again. All right. I noticed too, so Fatality's been air dodging toward Cola in this set. That's the first time he's punished him for it. Man, it's just hyper aggression. By game 5, they have each other's habits down quite a bit. In this set, at least. In the last set, it didn't look like Fatality had much of a grab on Cola's habits at all. And it's because Cola was he was such a mixed bag. He had changed things up so much. Ooh, that's that high recovery that Fatality does occasionally. Those are his mix-ups, right? It's either I'm gonna get up early, low, and then once I'm on the ledge, I'm either gonna roll up or jump up, or drop down double jump. Like, those are the three options he chooses. He rarely has just done a regular get up in this one. Getting the grab, extending off stage? Nope, not much. Trying to go for the 2 frames. So I would say that Cola has officially stopped before Fatality has. Fatality getting the grab, the straight up throw. Wow. Wow, what an early game. That felt like such a fast game. And I just feel like it was like Cola's constant pressure that made that happen. Man, such a cool kill though. Absolutely sick. Absolutely sick. So yeah, that set is very different. Very, like, I feel like Fatality had, I mean, obviously it was a 5-game set, right? Obviously it went on for longer. Fatality had much more of a diversity in his playstyle. It didn't feel like he was adapting still, but he was definitely varying things a lot more. H-Box Mewtwo King. 2 of the 5 gods from Melee. That's fun. I would have loved to hear their commentary, but not today. I'm not going to just watch videos on stream and react to what they say and whatnot. It would be nice. I did think about it. It would be a lot of fun to go back and just watch these videos without my commentary and with their commentary, which I haven't done yet, but I absolutely am going to at some point. But for me here, it's moderately late. So I'm going to call it a night. I really enjoyed doing this stream. It was a lot of fun. I feel like I learned a lot of not only identifying players' habits, but how to properly ask these questions and how to do it faster on that last game. I was originally going to pull up a different set altogether with 2 totally different players and 2 totally different characters and try to read their reactions. But I think I liked it better this way because it kind of, I can hold on to that preconceived notion I have of these players and then challenge it. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Until next time, which I don't know when it'll be, but soon. I'll see you guys soon. And all of these are going up on YouTube. Check me out on YouTube at Black Hat Lounge. I will throw up my socials. I'm pretty sure it's just that. YouTube channel. Oh, TikTok. That's right. I do have a Reddit. It's not super active, but I'm trying to be more active on that. At least the user, not really the subreddit. But yeah, so check me out on those. Enjoy the content and have a great day. Thanks for being here.